You may be able to do this one intuitively, and you probably could do it without the vector arrow version that I'm going to do. But just to sort of highlight it, I'm going to do it kind of the long way, and hopefully it works for you. Sometimes you see this question in math class, and you can like do different equations and then system of equations to solve for all the equations you come up with. But if you can do the changing perspective thing, I think it's a little bit more straightforward. Here's what I know. Stratford is west of us, so I'm going to put it here. We've got Stratford and we've got Waterloo. They are 60 kilometers apart. I'll need that later. I don't need that right away. A runner leaves Waterloo moving towards Stratford at 10. I'm not even going to try and draw a runner today, but this object is going this way at 10. A cyclist leaves Stratford, headed towards Waterloo, going at a rate of 20. The question asks for where and when they meet. If you can change perspective, it's not that tricky of a problem. In the bigger video I posted, I'm going to use this arrow method. I'm always going to add the opposite. If I want to jump into the perspective of the Stratford cyclist, I add the opposite. So I add a 20 backwards to that. That kind of shows me that in their perspective, they don't see themselves as moving. I add the same 20 to the left to this one to see what it looks like from the perspective. Connect the very, very start to the very, very finish. From the perspective of the cyclist that left Stratford, that person would see this runner moving at 30 kilometers per hour. So basically, by changing perspective, we've got somebody that's 60 kilometers away, but they're closing that gap at a rate of 30 kilometers per hour. That, in a way, because the numbers are kind of nice, we could have done that before we even learned any motion. If I told you something had 60 kilometers to go and it was going at a rate of 30 kilometers per hour, we could all kind of see that that's going to take a time of 2 hours. That answers the when they meet. To figure out the where they meet, you can just pick one of them. If we pick let's go with Waterloo. The Waterloo thing did Waterloo runner did 10 kilometers an hour for 2 hours. Again, that's kind of intuitive. 10 kilometers per hour for 2 hours means the Waterloo person moved 20 kilometers. So to answer the question, they meet 20 kilometers away from Waterloo, which would be equivalent to 40 from Stratford, and they meet after 2 hours.